I'm Steve Boyd from Walking the Walking Dead, a podcast member of the GonnaGeek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. You can check out other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Crimson Comet, a fan podcast about the TV show dedicated to the Scarlet Speedster himself, CW's The Flash. Welcome to episode 17 of Crimson Comet. This week we'll be discussing The Flash Season 1, Episode 14, Fallout. I'm your host, Haley, aka Awesome Engineering Girl.
I'm John, aka Lobster.
And I'm Will, aka Rum Daddy.
If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can visit our website, crimsoncometpodcast.com, where you'll find all of our contact information. You can find us on Twitter, at Crimson Podcast, Facebook, Crimson Comet Podcast, or you can call and leave us a voicemail by dialing 423-FLASH-53. That's 423-352-7453. We also have forums available at forums.gonnageek.com, or you can search for GonnaGeek on the Tapatalk app, and that's all one word.
Tapatalk, Tapatalk,
tap,
Tapatalk.
tap, tap, tap. It's tradition. We have to.
I would like to inform the listeners that Haley reads that at every single podcast when she could easily pre-record that and edit that in. This is because we care for the listeners that much.
We just have really high standards.
We do.
Yeah. But that is what I did for the outro.
True.
It is in the outro. Yeah, and we make new poop jokes every week. Those are not scripted.
I make new poop every day. I don't know about you guys.
Jokes.
Jokes. Fairly regular. I eat a lot of fiber.
Good for
Fresh
you.
Fresh poop whenever you want it.
Yep.
So, Haley,
yes.
Feedback time. Do we got feedback?
We got a little bit of feedback. Clone Freak 1 on Twitter sent us a message saying, "So, is this the mid season finale? Hashtag this episode was so on good."
Sick.
So on good.
Hashtag Flash. Was soon good.
Or so good, but he accidentally hit an N instead of an O.
I think that's what happened. Yep.
Yeah. But I bet you that Clone Freak 1 is probably a big fan of
Downton Abbey.
Orphan Black. Yes, Downton Abbey. Because of all the clones in Downton Abbey.
Spoilers!
That's what happens to Mary. Mary's a clone.
Damn it!
I don't know who Mary is yet. Spoilers.
Damn it. She's one of the daughters.
Now I know there's a character named Mary.
You meet her in the first episode. She's a daughter.
You ruined the whole first episode for me. I know a character's name now.
It's over.
Jeez.
I know, sorry.
No point in watching it at all.
You know what's great about it? In the first episode, someone dies in her bed while she's screwing him.
It's not the first episode.
I think you're making stuff up now.
I'm not making that up. That actually does happen.
Well, then it's spoilers. Jeez.
It's not the first episode. It's in the first season, but come on.
We got some more feedback on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Yeah, Billy.
Billy from Gotham Nightline fame.
Billy!
Our buddy, Billy.
He posted a fantastic picture. Tell us what it is, Lobster.
He posted, and this is a joke that we've made before, but it is Curious Grodd and the man in the yellow suit. It is pretty cute. And apropos, given this episode.
But he doesn't have the big yellow hat. That's the only thing that's missing.
No, he doesn't wear a yellow hat.
Because he's got yellow lightning... No, he's got red lightning bolts, but it's the yellow suit. And any other feedback? Like, I don't know, maybe have we heard from Adam?
Yeah, Adam, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Last week, whatever he was.
Last week.
I have lost all track of time.
Yeah, of course you have. And last week was Hostapalooza, because we had 5 people on.
It was crazy go nuts. But Adam sent in a voicemail this week. You guys ready to listen to that?
Play it!
Play it on.
Hey guys, it's Adam, just calling with my thoughts on this week's episode. So, I hope they didn't just kill off Eiling, because they need a recurring villain that isn't, potentially a main cast member. It could be that Grodd enslaves him, because he clearly does have mental powers, and then once he's defeated, hopefully a while down the road still, they could bring Eiling back now even more focused on dealing with the, metahuman threat. He seems to know a lot more about Firestorm than he should have, unless maybe he got some of that information from the same source Cisco did. Because I imagine that Hartley might have been around when Eiling was working with Star Labs the first time around, and Hartley would probably know or figure out that Eiling would be very interested in that information as well, as another way he could get back at Wells. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. In a few weeks, probably. Talk to you later. Bye.
He has a point.
I think Adam is implying that we're not getting these podcasts out in a timely manner.
What?
I think he is too. But I will say one thing. It's starting to get to the point where we've got all these different characters that cross paths. I need a flow chart. Somebody draw me a flow chart. One of our listeners, one of you guys. No, you guys are too lazy. One of our listeners, and I'm way too lazy. Somebody, I need a current flow chart of all the characters on the TV show and how they tie in and where they used to work and who they used to screw and how they're tied. I need flow charts.
Okay. Get on that, listeners. Okay, so Eiling being dead, I think Adam's right. I don't know that they're going to kill him off at this point because I think there's still too much they can do.
Oh, he's totally dead.
Well, I'm wondering if Grodd is going to go put him in a cage and brain torture him for a while.
Ooh.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd put Clancy Brown in a cage.
Would you?
Just make him record my voicemail answers.
Oh, that'd be great. Your phone is being answered by the Kurgan.
Exactly.
At the sound of the beep, leave a message. Ah, there can be only one message.
That's right.
And then we ask for them every week, iTunes reviews, and a couple of our listeners humored us by leaving us reviews. Jarek in the UK and Neil Isn't Witty in Canada both left us nice reviews, which we really appreciate. That really helps us out as far as iTunes making us more prominent when you search for Flash Podcasts. So Thank you so much, you guys.
They were great reviews. Thank you very much.
You don't want to get many spanking, or as many spanking results as you tend to.
Yeah, I mean, you get spanking results.
I don't mind a good spanking.
It's good of you to turn the other cheek, Will.
I do what I can.
Speaking of turning the other cheek, another thing that shows up when you look for us is a Bible podcast. So,
Amen to that.
Oh, I bet they don't have as many poop jokes as we have.
I would hope not. But, you know.
Good Bible.
God bless.
So, The Flash is what we're supposed to be talking about.
Is that what we're talking about today?
I mean, poop, Flash, pretty similar.
Whatever.
The Flash got some ratings. It got like 4 million people watching it.
That's pretty good for the C-dubs.
C-dubs. Checking it out. Check it out. C-dub.
I'm telling you, it's the #1 show on C-dubs. It's got to be.
For a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know why?
With,
because of us.
Jane the
exactly.
V. Jay the V. My favorite non-DC related CW show.
You're a big fan. You keep telling us every week you're a big fan.
I'm telling you.
Should I put it on the ever-growing list?
Yeah, you should check it out.
Okay.
Do you guys want to hear what my latest really bad guilty pleasure is? I will tell you, even if you don't want to know. Empire. It is trash-illicit great.
I've been looking at that.
It is a combination between a bad Shakespeare and soap operas, and there's a character named Cookie on it that is fantastic. It's so bad, it's great.
It's got a good-looking cast.
It's trashy good fun.
You know what I watched this week?
What?
Garfunkel and Oates. That IFC show.
I love them.
Oh, me too. I really wish the music that has been on the TV show was available for purchase at this point, because those are some of my favorite songs they've done. But it's not yet.
I haven't seen it because I don't have cable.
Right.
But I've seen parts of it.
I've been watching Danger 5 on Netflix, which is this Australian comedy series. It's kind of like, it's live action, but it's like Archer meets Team America World Police as a TV show made in the 60s set during World War II. And every episode, they're given a mission. And in addition to the mission, they're told, and as always, kill Hitler.
Awesome.
And Hitler's always in it, and he always escapes by jumping out of a window while there's an explosion.
Well, speaking of shows set in World War II, I also started watching Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Wonder
Which
Woman.
one? The TV
one
show?
That's set
Yes,
during
the TV
World
show.
War II.
Yes.
Oh, with Lyle Wagner. And his smile. Ting.
I've only seen the first episode so far, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's super cheesy.
It is. I love cheese. Cheese is great.
Yeah, it's up there with Charlie's Angels. It's that whole genre from the 70s where now when you look at it, you're like, that's really bad. It's great.
But hey, at least they had women in leading roles.
Yes, they did.
It was total exploitation, but hey, they were there doing it.
She had great big eagle wings.
Yes, she did. She did indeed. Precious cargo.
Do you love the song in the background? Wonder Woman!
Fighting for her rights.
Exactly. She's running. Bum, 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 Wonder Woman!
You know, it's funny. I watched the Wonder Woman cartoon movie that DC put out back in 2009, I think. And it's got Nathan Fillion as Steve Trevor.
Yep.
And he keeps commenting on her rack. It is fantastic.
As only Nathan Fillion can.
Yep. Well, they put the lasso of truth on him. What was he supposed to do?
Right. Well, let me tell you, Linda Evans still looks amazing. I mean, that woman does not age. She looks as beautiful today as she did back in the 70s.
You mean Linda Carter?
Carter.
What did I say? Evans?
Yeah.
You did?
No, sorry. Linda Carter. Linda Evans, not so much. Linda Carter. There were a lot of Lindas in the 70s. Sorry.
It's a common name.
Linda.
So let's talk about the show. It's called The Flash.
Well, before we talk about The Flash, let's talk about the Amells.
I'm always jumping ahead.
Yeah, this is our only tiny little bit of news. We've got a picture of Robbie and Stephen Amell together in costume.
I'm wondering if they were just on the set or if that's going to actually happen.
No, it's just during a family reunion. Everybody wears their superhero costume.
Yeah, that's how the Amells roll.
Yep.
And it's the exact same jawline, exact same nose.
Well,
mouth.
I love in this episode where Iris is like, "Oh, you
look familiar.
You look familiar. Oh, I've just got one of those faces." And I'm like, "Oh, like Oliver Queen?"
It would be funny if during her investigation she was like, "No, I really think this guy is the Arrow."
Yeah.
That would be hysterical.
He's the Arrow.
Because I thought that was a reference until later on when she saw that newspaper clipping.
The Burning Man.
Mm-hmm. Which happens in the desert in California every August.
Yep.
Where a bunch of people go and get sweaty and dirty in the desert.
Bunch of dirty hippies.
Dirty hippies. It must smell so bad.
Oh, yeah. They don't bathe. I mean, they have showers out there, but come on.
Who's using those? Psh.
Right.
Just having sex on them.
Well, there's an entire family section because I have some friends who they take their whole family every year. The kids all go. And it's like a whole artist craziness in the desert, and they have fun.
Good for them.
I don't know. Anyway, there's a show. There's a show, and we saw it. And it was on Tuesday, because everything happens on Tuesday.
Okay, so I really like that they started by saying, "Oh, we were just exposed to massive amounts of radiation." I was like, "Thank you, Caitlin, Dr. Snow."
We did wonder about that last week.
I'm glad they addressed it.
And then they realized that there wasn't, so it doesn't explain anything. But
well, because science and reasons and science magic.
Well, it's a special kind of atomic explosion that comes from Firestorm. It's a clean bomb. Didn't we say that? Is he a dirty bomb or a clean bomb? Didn't we make that joke?
Well, he did take a shower when he got to Star Labs, so that must be why there was no radiation.
It's a clean bomb.
All right, so they explode, they separate, and, you have a good reason for Robbie Amell to have his shirt blown completely off, but it doesn't. But instead of looking like it's burned or something, it looks like somebody went at it with scissors. It's just a really bad... Actually, it looks like a shirt off the old Hulk, like the 1970s Hulk. It's just scissors torn in parallel lines. So, and we move on. So the explosion happens, and Barry is like, yeah, we're all here, and we're all going back. So, how does he get all three of them? I mean, does he carry all three of them back to Star Labs?
Speed Force. I don't know. Maybe they had a car.
They did not have a car!
Stein and Robbie, did Firestorm fly out there, or did he take a car?
Well, Firestorm flew out there, but when they're separate, he cannot fly.
Right.
I don't know, maybe they stole a car.
Maybe he was inside of him. We need to come up with a better... I love that. He basically said phrasing. He's like, we need to come up with a better way to say that.
Well, because technically he couldn't say phrasing.
Why not? It's just a word.
That's true.
We've really got to get phrasing back in the rotation, guys.
We do.
And how many Star Lab sweatshirts do they have? Because you know what? I really want one.
They must have like an entire cabinet full. This bankrupt, defunct company that blew up a few months ago.
It's the one thing that survived the explosion. It was like their stockpile.
They had done a lot of merchandising, expecting people to come in when they started up the accelerator, and they've just got crates and crates of it in storage.
Is it like the Super Bowl, where the team that loses, they have all these sweatshirts that say like Super Bowl champions that they then have to like
dump
give
them
out
in to underprivileged kids in Africa?
After the successful test of the accelerator, they were going to give out all these sweatshirts to people that like showed up to watch, but now they just have like all these extra.
Well, they had some really clever apocalypse t-shirts like, I survived the accelerator activation, and they decided that was in poor taste after the explosion, so they just got to keep those in a box.
We'll see them in season 3 when they run out of Starlab sweatshirts. So, has anybody been keeping track of Cisco's neat t-shirts?
They went by too quick this time. I didn't really get to catch them.
They were just very abstract art. Like, the first one, he had, like, a character where the head of the character was a TV. You know, I tried to freeze frame to see what it was, but it was just, like, artwork. It was generic.
Was that possibly a Saga t-shirt? Because I know one of the characters in Saga has a TV for a head. I haven't read it yet. I'm sorry, guys.
I started reading the first one. I have all 3 of them. But, you know, things happen. Life, dogs jump on you. You have to put it down. Whatever.
Right.
No, it's not like Saga.
Okay.
But it's like a stick figure with a TV head on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different. I don't know then.
Very different.
What else did he have? Did you see any others?
Yeah, he had...
What's the one with the characters on the little seesaw?
Yeah, it was a little teeter-totter, like stick figures. I couldn't figure out what that was either. So, once again, anyone who knows, please email us or make a comment.
We're just going to crowdsource it.
Crowdsource it. Anything we don't know, our listeners can call in and let us know, because come on, let's face it, we're kind of idiots. So, we don't know a lot. I mean, remember episode 1 where we were making fun of a talking gorilla?
Oh, that was so long ago. We were so young and naive.
Yep.
They're like, a gorilla! I had to go back and look it up online, and we laughed at the definition. And now, huh?
Yep.
Grodd,
Grodd, huh? Big fans.
that guy.
Grodd?
That guy.
Grodd?
Oh my Grodd.
Oh my God. Cool stuff. So, what did you guys think of finally getting to see Victor Garber in the flesh for an entire episode?
Much better than watching Robbie Amell try and do a Victor Garber impersonation.
I was pleased.
Yeah, and I like listening to him, like, hearing him in his head.
Yeah.
Actual Victor Garber's voice, as opposed to Robbie doing a bad impersonation.
I love that he always calls him Ronald.
Yes.
Yes, that was fantastic. Also, did you guys think later on when he was talking about time travel and stuff, the way he said the space-time continuum, did that make you think of Doc Brown?
Oh, absolutely! When he grabbed his head?
Yes.
Then he was like, Doc Brown!
He was totally Doc Brown, because it's a whole time travel episode that we're learning about time travel. And of course, they had to make the references to Terminator and Back to the Future, because that's how Cisco teaches time travel class.
Well,
Yes.
There's different schools of thought about how time travel works.
I personally prescribe to the lost time travel theory. Whatever happened, happened.
Whatever happens,
And you travel sideways in time and forward and backward in time.
No, that wasn't... The Sideways universe wasn't time travel. That was, like, purgatory.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they're going to end up doing the multiverse theory, where he'll go back. It's going to be like Flashpoint Paradox, that movie that we watched, where things are going to end up different.
I still kind of think the man in the yellow suit might be another Barry trying to fix the timeline or something like that.
I don't know.
No, because at the end, when the man in the yellow suit showed up and he took off his hood and we saw that it was Wells, it's like, I don't know.
And there was a lot of talk about time travel when Harrison Wells was like, I don't know how time travel works.
Bullshit.
Yeah, right. You know he does. Liar! Liar!
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
This was one of my favorite episodes because the writing was clever and quick, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and there were a lot of reveals that we've been waiting for.
Okay, so the big reveal, Harrison Wells is definitely the man that's running around in the yellow suit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a problem with who he was punching himself. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. He was punching himself in the accelerator, and was it really Wells, or was it Detective Pretty Boy, who later on becomes the Reverse Flash? I'm very confused.
There's a couple of possibilities if it was Wells in the suit at that time. One is that he was just moving so fast that he made it look like he was punching himself, and he was doing costume changes as he beat himself up.
He was not punching himself in the face.
Another is that there are two versions of Wells here right now, from different points in time, or possibly from parallel universes or something along those lines.
But that would make that. I'm going to bang my head against the desk.
This is why time travel is rough in a TV show.
Time travel is rough any way you think about it. I've got blood coming out of my ears right now. It hurts so much.
I don't think that he punched himself in the face.
I don't think so either. But I think you're right. I think it could be either a different Wells from a different timeline, or he creates a paradox somehow.
I don't know.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
When Wells was punching himself in the face, was that inside or outside that bubble that he had created?
It was inside the bubble. The man in the yellow suit pulled Wells into the bubble that he supposedly shouldn't have been able to escape from, and then started beating him up, and then they had to shut down the force field.
Yep.
Okay, so that force field has got to be like some kind of a time paradox thing where he can't exist in the same place at the same time.
No, I don't think so. I think there's two of them. There's two of them.
Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you on that. Otherwise, if it was outside the bubble, it would have created a paradox. But inside the bubble...
Well, it depends on your theory of time travel, because having the same person existing and having more than one instance at the same time isn't necessarily a paradox.
Okay.
Because if we'll go back to Lost, like, some of them were alive at the time that they went back to the 70s.
Yeah.
There was just a younger version of them there as well.
Is it like Time Cop, where you're not supposed to touch your past self or else things will explode?
Boom.
Or is it like Doctor Who, where you create monsters?
Total protonic reversal.
So you're looking at Lost as your cornerstone of time travel laws.
I think they did time travel mechanics very well in Lost. They were consistent with it, which is not always true of TV shows and movies that do time travel. They're not always consistent with their theories.
I went through my box of DVDs and Blu-rays, and that, I'm just giving them all away. And I realized that I actually have every single season of Lost. And half of them are in Blu-ray and half of them are in DVD. And please don't make me have to go back and rewatch them. Please don't do that to me.
You don't have to.
Okay.
I feel like watching it once was enough.
How many seasons are there? There's 6, right?
6, but I think 1 or 2 of them are short.
I need 4 and 6. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5.
If only we knew somebody that wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah.
If only. Do you have them on DVD or Blu-ray?
I have them on DVD, but I have a Blu-ray player, so it doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
If only there was some way to prepay a package and have someone else carry it over to you.
There's not. You would have to get a horse and ride it across the country and hand deliver it to him. That's the only way it could possibly get there.
Curses!
You know what? If somebody started a horse package delivery business, I bet it would do well. People would be like, I can have my package delivered by horse.
Yep. They'd be sending telegraphs.
Silver Lake would be filled with horses. All over Silver Lake.
Nobody steal my idea, guys.
Just back and forth from Williamsburg to wherever, to Portland.
Somebody send me a big pile of money to go buy horses and hire people to deliver packages. We'll get this off the ground.
You could be like really philanthropic and do like rescue horses from like old horse racing tracks that have gone out of business.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know this, but it costs a lot of money to take care of a horse.
Yeah, that's the money that you would make
from my successful business.
You could do like the Uber version of like horse. People could tweet you and you could show up and give them a ride on horseback.
That's brilliant. Now that is brilliant. You know that there's an Uber version of dog walkers? There's an app that you can download the app and click on it and say, I need my dogs walked. And they show up to your house and they walk your dogs. Just saying. So we watched the show this week.
Okay, The Flash. That's what this is about.
We're going to cut out all these business ideas, right? So no one else steals them?
Right.
Nah. So there's this show, and what's his name? Victor Garber he's got a taste for pizza, and he makes Barry go get it because it's not showing up. And it's fucking, there's pineapple on pizza.
Hey, it's good. Hawaiian pizza's good.
Ugh.
I
don't like pineapple at all.
You guys don't think so?
No, I hate pineapple.
I love pineapple, and I like Hawaiian pizza, so.
Coming from Chicago, where it's all deep dish, and then I moved to LA, everyone's like, oh, let's have a Hawaiian pizza. And I saw it show up, and I'm like, you people are gross. You people are just messed up.
Yep.
The trick to a good Hawaiian pizza is you can't put too much on it, or else it gets kind of soggy.
It was
that sounds
covered
delicious.
with pineapple.
So appetizing. Soggy pizza.
No, you don't want to do that. You want it to be kind of crispy, so you got to space out the pineapple and the cherries and stuff.
Ugh.
There's cherries, too?
I thought it was supposed to be pineapple and ham.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pineapple, ham, and like maraschino cherries on it.
That's disgusting. That's truly disgusting.
I think probably a lot of places skimp on the cherries.
Probably.
That's way too sweet. That's way too much sweet.
Yep.
Ugh. Ugh.
Aloha.
Okay. So, Victor Garber, Dr. Stein, was taking care of them by having them live under a bridge
and eat garbage.
That's how he kept them safe. And I like that Ronald is super angry about it. Like, no, dude, come on. That was my mouth you were putting garbage in.
Yeah. Why don't you let me drive? Hand over the keys, buddy.
We could have been perfectly safe eating at Taco Bell.
I love that the rest of their life is going to be nothing less than a road show, than like a buddy road movie.
Oh, yeah. They're like a walking buddy cop movie.
Exactly.
They're literally the Odd Couple.
Coming to CBS this spring.
No, it's Supergirl.
No, it's Matthew Perry.
There's an actual Odd Couple on. I think it started tonight, actually.
That's going to be great. Sure.
Oh, does that start tonight? Yeah, poor Matthew Perry can't hold on to a show since Friends.
It's the Friends curse.
Yeah. And speaking of Friends...
Friends?
Yeah. Speaking of Friends, there was a Friends reference.
Friends with Benefits. No. Yes, they were Ross and Rachel.
That was funny.
It was a funny joke.
So Caitlin and Ronnie's entire is Ross and Rachel smushed into 1 year.
Yep.
I thought that was funny. Okay, let's move on. You were saying...
So I have a question. Do you think... We've talked a lot about chemistry that different characters have with each other. Do you think that Caitlin and Ronnie had any chemistry actually getting to see them together? Because we'd only seen them the one time in the flashback.
We didn't really see them together that much. I don't know.
In this episode, they had some screen time. How'd you feel?
I mean, it wasn't as flat as Caitlin and Barry, but not a ton of chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for Caitlin. She's like the Edith of the show, to go back to a Downton Abbey reference, but...
She is like the Edith.
Will knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds funny.
She goes away for 9 months to have a child, comes back, nobody notices.
Spoilers!
Yeah, well.
I kind of knew that because my mom's been watching the show.
All right. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know if I was kind of okay with them not ending up together. Because at first I was like, but then he's like, gotta go. And I'm like, okay, I can live with that. She's doing okay on her own now.
I think he's going to be
It's just
back.
like one of the things, like she's finally over losing him. And then she finds out that he's still alive and he's back and it's weird. And
she's going to get used to having him back and then he's going to die again.
He's not going to die again.
He totally might die again.
He's going to get his own TV show.
Yeah, it's just going to go back.
No, they don't have room for another TV show.
They're already doing Adam.
If they do Adam, I could see them they could do like the Agent Carter and have like a mid-season Firestorm miniseries.
See, I think he might just wander around the other shows.
Oh yeah, just show up here and there.
It would give both of them something to do. And it would account for Robbie and his cousin being in a show together.
Yep. And, if Victor Garber just had to do voice work for most of the episodes, it wouldn't be that hard to keep him on either.
Yeah, he'd do it.
Right.
He's the man, Victor Garber.
He does such a better Victor Garber impersonation than Robbie Amell does.
Yes, he really has the Victor Garber thing down. Victor Garber.
Yeah. It's the best Victor Garber I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I had to say the effect of the two of them melding together and then splitting apart it was pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah, that was really good. That was TV budget, guys, and not CBS TV budget, CW TV budget.
I was impressed.
My favorite shot is when they are running at the camera, or the Flash is running at the camera and Firestorm is flying at the camera, and then it just like goes whoosh, and then to commercial. I was like, ah!
That was very cool.
Did it melt your brain?
Melted my frickin' brain. Oh, the other shot that I loved was the pincushion, when Barry got turned into the pincushion.
I felt bad for Barry.
I felt bad for him, but damn did it look cool.
It looked very cool, but it must have hurt.
Shouldn't he have been able to, swat that out of the way before it exploded?
They were attracted to kinetic movement or something
I feel like he should have, judo chopped Eiling's shoulder before he had a chance to throw it.
Well, yeah, don't let the guy throw something up in the air. That's just, superhero 101.
I feel like they keep forgetting that Flash can move faster than the speed of sound.
I just think this is, still seeing him figuring shit out.
Yeah.
He's just not thinking. He's still naive.
Yeah. He was bantering. He was not ready for more action.
Right.
This is why you learn not to monologue.
Yeah.
That's why when he shows up again, he just, runs in, punches the guy in the face, and runs off.
Yep, that's how you do it. Okay, so during that scene, when Caitlin pulls up in the car and she yells, "Get in," that had to be an Alias reference.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is a show Victor Garber was on, and every season they did that line. Somebody would pull up in a car, slam on the brakes, fling the door open, and yell, "Get in!"
No time to explain, just get in the car.
Yep.
I have only seen a little bit of Alias, because it was on at the exact same time as X-Files, on the same night, and I had to choose one or the other, so I watched X-Files.
I went through all of Alias on Netflix not too long ago. And it was fun to watch one time through. I don't need to rewatch it.
Was it good?
It was okay. It was fun most of the time.
So if I'm going to still watch a show all the way through that I've never watched before, I should stick with What was that NBC show that's like X-Files?
Fringe?
Fringe, yeah.
You should stick with Fringe.
I should stick with Fringe?
Yep.
And I saw the first season of Fringe. It was really good, but I didn't watch it until it was all over because I felt that it was X-Files light.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, I haven't watched X-Files, but I could see that. It gets much better when they really start playing with the interaction between the parallel universes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yep. Before that, it's pretty episodic. Okay, so Iris and her reporter mentor, Dick Pulitzer, are talking...
Douchebag.
What a dick. Are talking about Harrison Wells. And, you know, he asks, why do you think he did his confession and his mea culpa, whatever, on TV? And she's like, because he's a good person? And
Ugh,
is
idiot.
he?
No!
It's like she didn't even believe it when she said it.
He's totes not.
Nope. He is not a good person.
Totes not a good person.
Totes my
But I
goats.
like that he's got, like, blueprints out and he's studying them and he has no idea what they say. It might as well be in Dothraki.
Might as well be in Dothraki. I love that reference. Which, actually, Dothraki don't really have a written language. It's they're nomadic people, so it's all spoken. But I don't know how he would learn to read Dothraki, but...
Right. I don't know how many blueprints they made either.
You know, look. It would more likely be written in High Valyrian.
Right. Well, yeah, the Dothraki people don't build cities, so I don't think they would have blueprints.
Wow.
What?
You guys just completely out-nerded the nerds.
Nerds!
That's what we're here for.
But we're a geek network, and that's what we do!
That's
Gonna
right.
geek, bitches.
Gonna geek? We gonna geek right now.
Throwdown!
Hiya!
Hwah. Okay, so they're studying the blueprints.
Yeah,
and
Dick Pulitzer is his name, right?
Dick Pulitzer and his sidekick Iris. I don't remember what his name is.
I don't like where they're going with Iris. I like her too much to want them to do something unlikable with her.
Well, and then at the end, when they're talking again about this, it's like they're really playing up her gumption and her sass. And, oh, she's this upstart young reporter, and she's going to get to the bottom of this. And I was like, oh, yeah, we've never seen that before.
That's so cliche.
I don't know. They might do something cool and interesting with it, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty predictable.
You know what? She needs to go and get some lessons from Lois Lane if that's what she's going to be doing. Because the only reporter that should be acting like that is Lois Lane. That's it. Done.
No, she's going to find out the truth, guys. She's chasing down a story.
Well, I'm also talking about a woman who's so brilliant she couldn't tell the difference between her boyfriend and the other guy simply because he was wearing glasses.
Well, you know, she can't recognize Barry, who she's lived with since they were 10, because he vibrates his voice.
Yeah, but come on. He's always backlit.
No, I think his speech pattern is what should give him away. Because he still sounds like Barry. Like the way he talks, that is Barry. And she should be like, dude, are you my foster brother?
Even if you know somebody, you know their body type. So, like, when they're walking down the street 3 blocks away, you could tell that it's them.
Yeah.
What's like when somebody texts you from somebody else's phone and, like, you know it's not the person just because how they wrote their text.
Yeah. I mean, we do a podcast together every week, and if I close my eyes, I know which one of you is talking.
I'm not talking right now.
Nope.
Well, the thing is, you could close your eyes or open your eyes. We're not in the same room, so it wouldn't make a difference anyway.
But, I mean, Skype highlights which one of you is talking. That's why I'm saying this. But, yeah, she should recognize that that's Barry. That's my problem.
She should know.
She should know.
All right, I'll say a thing.
Say a thing.
Say a thing.
So, I'm going to learn how to defeat my greatest enemy in our most crucial battle of our lives by practicing on the holodeck. So,
I don't get why they haven't, like, moved that into Star Labs or something.
I don't know what Lita's doing. She's, like, at the movies all the time now. He's like, just, go to the movies, kid. Have a root beer on me, kid.
He must have given her a lot of money.
She's passed out in her bedroom. Like, I feel like she's doing a lot of day drinking, maybe popping some pills in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, I'm digging how they're just going in and out of her house. Like, you know, he has a key.
And that thing's still set up in the dining room.
That's because she gave Joe a key and was like, come over whenever you want.
That's not all
and
she
Joe
gave him.
has been coming over.
That's not all
I
she
bet
gave
he
him.
has.
Probably an STD.
She's never around.
But okay, so he's going to study the holographic images to learn what not to do.
Yes.
But all you can see is a streak.
It's taking it a step too far for me.
He's got 10 fuzzy pictures and he's going to get it all figured out.
Yep.
And I love how they can, I guess because they're there and we don't see it, all we see is a streak. He's looking at details. He's like, yes, that's me. I'm like, how can you tell it is seriously just a streak?
Yeah. He's going to study this fight and he's not going to make the same mistakes. You've got 10 fuzzy pictures of people moving so fast that you barely got their picture. But whatever. Whatevs.
Although I did notice that they tested the DNA out of everyone at Star Labs, but they didn't test to see if it was his dad's DNA.
Well, they ran it through the criminal database too. And his dad would have been in the criminal database. Because his dad's in prison.
Right. I'm still holding on to hope that this is tied into the Flash from the 90s.
What if when he tries to go back and save his mom, it resets the timeline and it creates the timeline of the Flash from the 90s?
That would be brilliant.
What?
Only because all the same actors are playing the same characters that they played in the TV show in the 90s.
Well, yeah.
Except for his dad.
Who is playing his dad.
I'm still thinking it's going to be more like Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah.
Where he's going to come back to the future and things are going to be all messed up. Like maybe that'll be the season finale.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering how they could do like an alternate timeline for more than just a single episode since Arrow is running at the same time.
It'll give them a reason to break away from that timeline. If they do an alternate timeline, now they don't have to do crossovers anymore.
Yeah. But I think they want to. And they want to keep in the same universe and everything.
Whatever.
I just now was looking to see if Arrow was taking the same time off that Flash was, the next month, and they are.
Oh, really?
So I was wondering if that's what they were going to do, is keep Arrow running and give Flash a month off, and then that way Flash would run a month longer than Arrow did at the end of the season, so they could do a parallel timeline thing.
Wait, so both shows are going to be off for a whole month?
Yes.
Lame.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I heard we might record Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes. Next week, guys, listeners, if you hear this before then, Crimson Comet crew is taking over Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., so we'll be talking Marvel stuff.
That would be us.
Might perhaps be a week ago by the time you listen to it.
Yeah. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah, it might have already happened.
Or will have had happened.
There's that paradox again.
Oh my god.
Time travel is murder on grammar.
It really is.
Listen, what happened.
So Barry has already traveled to the past, except he hasn't yet, except it already happened.
I don't know.
I'm going to bed.
It's weird.
Okay, here's the thing. Next time we talk about this time travel, everybody gets stoned, and then we'll do the podcast.
Wait, you guys aren't?
I think I already am just by this conversation.
I knew we forgot something.
Whoops.
Damn it.
No, next week we'll get out the chalkboard, and we'll do, like, timeline drawings and stuff. Oh, speaking of time travel movies, when Ronnie carved that note into his arm, I was like, oh, that's totally Looper.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Totally Looper.
All right, so here's the reason why Victor Garber's character was in control. Because Ronnie's solution is to carve a word into his own skin. And Victor Garber's like, yeah, I'm just going to tap my wrist against this thing to send you the message.
I
mean, maybe they ate garbage, but they weren't, like, cutting themselves every day.
I feel like they're both, like, the dumbest smart guys any of these people know. I think, yeah, they're both just... whatever.
All right, so here's something. So, Wells and the General know each other.
Yeah,
yes.
We knew that. That was established.
Right. And Wells, we know Wells is the bad guy because he gave up the doctor.
Right, well, to keep Barry safe.
And
we know that Barry is his number one priority.
Right.
We don't know why, but he is.
But we also know it's a trap.
It's a tarp.
It's a trap.
That's why I drink my whiskey neat, personally, but,
I saw that as soon as the ice started to melt.
Yeah, it's a trap.
But that was a very clever idea, though.
A ruse.
It was a trap to get Ronnie over there.
Victor Garber.
No, he gave him Victor Garber.
Oh.
He gave the military Victor Garber, and the military took Victor Garber because they knew that by torturing Victor Garber, they can get Ronnie over there and get the two of them together and be able to get Firestorm.
I don't think they knew that at the time. I think they wanted Stein to give up the formula or whatever to create more Firestorms because he is the one that created the technology.
Which, all right, one of my least favorite kind of trope alert. One of my least favorite tropes is we're going to use you to make an army of super soldiers.
Yeah.
Have you not seen this guy? Does he seem stable to you? I mean, he basically just created a nuclear explosion out in the middle of nowhere that could have been in the middle of the city.
Right, so we're going to make a lot of those.
Like, that's going to go over well.
Well, they did that with Captain America.
Yeah, but Captain America didn't explode in a nuclear blast.
No, but they used one guy and said, we're going to make an army of you, and never got around to it.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing they're trying to do here. Like, they know that this technology is unstable and volatile, and they want to make a bunch more of him.
I understand. I'm just saying.
It just never works out.
It doesn't.
Of course not, because if it were to work out, we would not have stories!
Okay, so while General Douchebag is torturing Victor Garber, he says, last time I did this was to a gorilla.
Yes, I caught that.
You bastage.
I mean, I don't really want to know about his 50 Shades of Grey gorilla fantasies, but, whatever. Whatever works for him.
Always use silk ties because silk does not leave a mark.
Well, we share 98% of our DNA with gorillas, so it's barely bestiality.
What's a couple extra?
Who's counting?
Yeah.
I want to talk about a couple stray observations that I had.
Okay.
One is that Flash loses another suit, basically gets melted. It looks pretty gross. I've got the picture right here in front of me. And two, this is another production-related note. When they did the Firestorm effect, and they did the white eyes for Firestorm, that actually looked cool.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and I was thinking of like the Geordie LaForge, like white eyes. They tried to do it with Storm in the X-Men movies, and it just never worked. But this actually looked badass.
Yeah, everything, all the effects they've done with Firestorm look awesome. His costume could use some work. Like, not enough leather. Yeah. But,
But the cool, like, thing, the strappy thing that shoots out.
Yeah, the strappy thing is cool. It's just they need to put it over a cooler costume.
You mean like the one that I put in the show notes?
Are you talking about the one of him and Arrow together?
No, the one in the classic costume. Yeah, scroll down below my notes.
Yeah, I saw that one too. The one in the comics.
Where it's red and yellow.
Maybe not exactly that, but...
And he's got a smokestack for a head.
Yeah.
But, something a little more superhero-y.
Yeah. Well, he is going to Pittsburgh, which was the home of Firestorm early in the comics. We also got another...
Is that the only real city in the DC universe?
So far? Well, they've mentioned Hong Kong and Arrow.
Oh, that's true.
They had to have mentioned Washington at some point, because they're always talking about government and the army and yada yada.
In this one, they make up that Robbie is from Coast City, which is the home of the Green Lantern.
By way of Midway.
They also mentioned Midway, which is the home of Hawkman and the Doom Patrol. So those are all DC locations.
So where is Midway supposed to be?
Not actually sure. Probably like Central City, but like midway between the two. I don't know.
Like
not exactly Central City, but kind of
like St. Louis or Chicago or something, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Something like that.
Okay.
We had that map that showed where everything was.
Yeah, but that was like weeks ago. We have to dig that out. We ain't got time for that.
That was week 3.
But according to that map, Central City is Kansas City, except it's 30 miles from the Badlands, so whatever.
All right. Now, the episode ends.
Oh, wait. Before we do that.
No?
Before we do that. Okay, so
before we do that.
Caitlin and Ronnie are sitting in jitters, and she's like, ever since Barry became the Flash. And I'm like, dude, Caitlin, secret identity. Maybe don't talk about that stuff.
Ever since my friend, he's the Flash.
And then Iris walks up, and it's like, see, this is why we don't mention real names and superhero names in the same sentence. Come on.
Okay, just like an Arrow where everybody knows that Oliver is the Arrow, and now even his sister knows, and the only one left that doesn't know is a police captain. In this, everyone knows that he's the Flash, except, of course, for Iris. So there's always one person who doesn't know the secret identity, while everybody else does.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably going to find out maybe like end of season 2, and then it's going to be the other reporter she's supposed to be helping that doesn't know. And she's going to have to thwart his investigation.
So that happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then there were a bunch of meta jokes,
all over.
Impossible's just another Tuesday for us. Fart Man, when they're talking about him, dude, that was like week 3.
Yep.
And then Iris comes over to make dinner on Tuesday, because it's Tuesday.
Yep. I noticed that too. Why'd you come over? Because it's Tuesday. Because everything happens on Tuesday.
If it's Tuesday, it's Meet the Flash.
Okay, so I guess we can talk about the end of the episode now.
Because that's really the only thing to talk about. Like, this episode was good and stuff, but the after credit sting, or whatever you want to call it.
The stinger.
was bad ass.
It was great.
So General Eiling is just hanging out, licking his wounds, and there's a flash of lightning. Somebody whisks him away, and at first you're like, is it Barry? But no, it's the man in the yellow suit.
Well, you knew it wasn't Barry because it was a red streak. Because remember, the yellow causes the red streak and the vice versa.
Yellow causes the red streak. Why haven't they speedster-proofed that base yet? You think that would be like a pretty high priority for them. But anyways, he snatches him right out of his office.
And releases him to Grodd.
Not God. Grodd.
Oh my God. Not God.
Oh my God.
Grodd.
Grodd.
And then Grodd smash.
I don't think Grodd did smash. I think he drug him off to a torture chamber.
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Little 50 Shades of Grey.
I know not both of you have seen it yet, but at the end of this week's Arrow, Waller is talking to Ollie, and a general walks in, and I thought it was going to be Eiling. I was like, oh, that would be great, but it was just a different general.
Boo.
Boo.
I have not seen it yet.
That's not a spoiler.
I will watch it. Okay.
But yeah.
But it is difficult to talk about our show without talking about Arrow because they exist in the same universe and a lot of the same stuff is going on at times.
Yep. This week's Arrow is really good. You should get on that.
I've already seen it, and it is good.
Tis it is. But,
any episode with Manu Bennett is good.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he's back?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
But yeah, it's a good show. Okay, so I think we kind of talked about this already, but Harrison Wells is the man in the yellow suit.
He is a man in a yellow suit.
Okay. But, like, the way he's talking and the way he's moving is the same way that we saw the other man in the yellow suit that was running down Barry and beating up Harrison.
Yep.
Moved and looked. So do we think it's the same Harrison that is sitting in the wheelchair in Star Labs, or do we think it's from a different place in the timeline? Or
it's that
well,
same
the one that we saw at the end of the show is the one from the wheelchair.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But the one that beat himself up, I think it's Harrison Wells. I can't talk, guys. It's late.
Words hard.
Harrison Wells. Words are hard.
But he didn't kill his wife. It was the one-armed man.
And that's how you tie it all together.
Yes, good, Haley.
I haven't seen it, but
yeah, Haley.
I understood that reference.
Every doghouse, outhouse, henhouse.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
All right, go ahead, Will, because then I have to say something, and I think you know what.
No,
I'm gonna
I
say.
think I think that it is Harrison Wells inside that bubble, but a Harrison Wells from a different time.
All right. Now, I don't normally like to do this. Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, I do. I told you so. I said way back, and I don't know, our fans can go back and find me making the pronouncement, when I said that Grodd and Wells are working together.
I remember that.
And I was totally right. They totally are.
Yep.
Now, I'm not 100% sure if Wells is a willing partner. It might be that Grodd is controlling him somewhat, or perhaps they are working to each other's mutual benefit. But I kind of think that if Wells really wants to protect Barry, he's not going to let Grodd gain any power.
Yeah.
Because eventually he's just going to be a threat to Barry. So I think that Grodd might be in control of Wells a little bit.
Okay, but going back to a couple weeks ago, remember that Harrison Wells doesn't have complete access to the Speed Force at all times. Like, it comes and goes.
Yeah.
So it seems awfully risky for him to snatch a general and take him down to the sewers if he doesn't know that he's going to be able to maintain that.
Well, he was wearing that chest plate thing that helped him maintain that Speed Force.
He had time to charge it up.
Okay.
He had his secret ring. It was all good.
I'm ready for Barry to get a ring.
So here's the thing. He's working with Grodd. Do you think that the reason he is trying to keep Barry alive is because he knows that Barry's the only one that could defeat Grodd?
Or Grodd wants him to. Maybe it's all about Grodd. Maybe we're coming at this the wrong way. What if Grodd's pulling all the strings? Because Grodd existed before the reactor exploded. He may have been enhanced somewhat by the explosion, or maybe this all, took place beforehand.
I think Grodd was just a gorilla that they were experimenting on.
And now he's like a meta-gorilla?
Yeah.
Meta-ape?
Meta-ape.
Okay, so Wells says, I protect my own, when they're talking about metahumans, but Grodd is not a metahuman. Exactly.
Well, he's got most of the DNA.
Yeah, 98%. We're good.
He's a meta-simian.
Homo meta.
He's going to go all Dr. Zaius on them.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Oh, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Can I play the piano anymore? Of course you can. Well, I couldn't before. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Somebody stop him.
Oh my God, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. Yes, you finally made a monkey. Yes, we finally made a monkey. Yes, you finally made a monkey out of me. Oh, I love legitimate theater.
Oh, my stars.
Is the musical section of the show over now?
Yes.
Apparently.
Good.
You just got me down that path, and I had to finish it. I had to see it through.
Do you guys have any more spoken word notes?
R.I.P. the Kurgan.
Run, Barry, run.
He does say that. He repeats it from the pilot, which he says, Wells says, run, Barry, run, and then Barry just runs in a circle.
And melts his suit, and now Sisko's going to be pissed again.
So how many does he have left now? Just one, or are there two left?
Pretty soon he's going to have to start putting different
They're
logos
going to have to design
on the
a new
chest.
suit.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm betting beginning of season 2 there's a new suit.
Yeah.
Why
That'll be
not?
awesome.
Just in time for that Flash statue to come out.
Yeah. So it'll have the white background on the logo probably, and then maybe the yellow, like, lightning across the suit, like the
Yep.
little yellow lines. Cool.
Yep. So, what have we learned this week?
Huh.
I learned that Star Labs has an infinite supply of sweatshirts.
I so want one of their sweatshirts. And I learned that apparently divorcees spend very little time at home, especially when they give their key to Joe.
I learned that you shouldn't carve words into your skin when Morse code will suffice.
All right.
That works for me.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. And if you're enjoying the show, please leave us an iTunes
I don't
review.
understand how, but Godspeed.
Yeah, better you than us listening to this.
This has been Crimson Comet, episode 17. Join us in the future as we discuss The Flash, season 1, episode 15, Out of Time.
So that will be the next episode, Out of Time. But we might put out, since there's a month off between now and the next episode of The Flash, we might put out an episode or two in that hiatus, but there will not be a new episode next week recorded. So until then, I'm Haley.
I'm Lobster.
And I'm Rum Daddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
And good luck.
Good night. Good night.
Cut him off before he keeps singing.
Thanks for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, you can find all of our contact information at crimsoncometpodcast.com. Find us on Twitter at Crimson Podcast or Facebook at facebook.com/Crimson Comet Podcast. Leave us a voicemail at 423-FLASH53. That's 423-352-7453. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual host and do not represent GonnaGeek. The podcast is not affiliated with DC Comics, Warner Brothers, or the CW. No infringement is intended. The music heard is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Grodd. Enslaving every one of us. Oh, guys, quit talking about it, because we'll talk about it.
Shut up!
Save it for the cast.
I know, we're wasting all this gold, and then I gotta stick it on the end.
All these nuggets falling on the floor.
Did I blow my nose again? Is that the nuggets you're talking about?
No, they're butt nuggets.
Butt nuggets.
Butt nuggets.
I thought those were called Klingons.
Turds. We're talking about turds.
We're talking about poop.
Dingleberries.
You're a dingleberries.
Your face has dingleberries.
Oh.
You know, I'm going to turn this podcast around if you two don't stop it.
You can't, because I'm at the wheel. Ha 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 ha.
Quit touching me.
I'm going to draw a line right here, and you can't cross that line.
This far, no father.
Hashtag
Banned in Tunisia.
banned in vagina.
No. I've been banned in vaginas.
Isn't it more of a self-imposed exile?
Yeah.
I mean, because even if they invited you, you wouldn't go, right? You'd be like,
Right, exactly.
You check the no box.
I checked, no fish, just beef.
Sausage, right?
No fish, just sausage.
It's not a tuna.
There's an embargo on lilies and clams. Any vagina-like substance.
You're like the opposite of kosher.
Yes.
All pork-related products.
And that's only because I'm Cuban.
Right.
I know my way around a pig. Wait a minute.
Wait a second now.
Now we're talking Black Mirror, and that's not right.
Uh-huh.